Now, talk about making security a priority.
Yeah, totally. Okay. So, I mean, the thing I really want to emphasize is that within the realm of the things we understand as therapists, we do this already. We didn't call it security in grad school unless you went to grad school with me. My first class of people I taught ethics to are now suddenly starting their practices, and I feel like a proud uncle all the time. It's really fun, but and so they get it. They're all like, yeah, security. What's going on here? Security issues, because to them it's an ethical issue, right? Just security. But the thing is, it's just because I gave them the word security. Like, we all have always made security a priority. We just called it confidentiality. Right? We didn't call it security. And so when it comes to ensuring confidentiality in the online realm or in your digital tech, it works the same. And you just want to be as vigilant. Just like, if someone started mucking about with my file cabinet or tried to walk into the room while I'm in session, I would be pissed, right? And in fact, I have been, someone tried to walk into the room in the session. I'm like, who the hell are you? Get the hell out of my room, you bad person, right? And it's purely because I'm like, not just because they interrupted, an important process, but also I'm like, this person trusts me. They trust this as a private, safe space, right?
Yeah.
And so we need to extend that attitude into the digital realms. And it's hard. I know it's hard because it's hard to have that attitude when you don't really know what's going on. You want to be able to trust someone else to take care of it for you. And to a certain extent you can. I'm not saying you have to learn how networking works, right, or anything like that. But you do need to be able to understand. You
need to learn networking, but a different kind, not computer networking, but
yes, you need to learn
networking. We covered that yesterday with Allison Pereira.
Yes, the kind that we can do. Yes, exactly.
Well, I love that you said that that first cohort you taught now has the language to use the word security, and I think that's one of the parts of what you do with your website, and as you kind of do these assessments, these HIPAA audits, HIPAA appropriateness. That you give people language through your website to really kind of know what to ask and how to kind of shortcut the system. And that naturally, when we have those shortcuts or have that language, it leads to reducing that overwhelm. So I just wanted to kind of underline when you said I've given them that language. I think that's one thing that I see in your work over and over. And before we move on, you have a new podcast coming out, and I forgot to tell people about that. Talk a little bit about that, because I think it's going to be killer.
Oh, yeah. I think that's actually a good idea, because our podcast is doing a lot to teach people the language and reduce the overwhelm by chunking it down. So it's with Rob Reinhardt, and we launched last week. We already have almost 2,000 downloads.
Oh,
we launched
my
last Thursday. Yeah. I know, dude. Isn't that rad?
How many episodes did you guys launch?
We released 3 full episodes and our intro 10-minute episode. And so I'm hoping this trend continues, because this is rad. It's definitely very successful. People are telling us it's extremely helpful to understanding things. Just go to Therapy Tech Rob Roy. It's Therapy Tech with Rob and Roy. I'm going to just put that in the chat.
Cool.
And you can already start binging, because we got 3 episodes,
man,
for your binging pleasure. And they are on the essential tech. We go through our kind of overview checklist of tech you want to consider having in your practice. So you have a checklist of what to look for. The second one is on electronic health records, and that's one of the big ones, because that's Rob's huge area of expertise, is online records and practice management systems. And the third one's on internet marketing, which I know you know a few things about, Joe.
Couple things.
A couple things. Yeah, so definitely check those out. That's definitely that's not the big resource that Joe and I are here to talk about today, but it's one you all should definitely know about. I do that with Rob Reinhardt.
Well, and I love seeing consultants finding their niche, and you already have found your niche, but to then do it in a way that adds new value to kind of the counseling world. And so when just another marketing consulting podcast comes out, I'm like, well, we'll see. But when there's one that's this specialized, or Dr. Jeremy Sharp's Testing Psychologist, or the private practice workshop with John Clark, he's really diving into say Google ads and things like that. It's fun to see people that are making these highly specialized podcasts. And I know that's going to be my go-to podcast for HIPAA for you guys. So